you open your readers? Read. All of you open your Walaikum Assalam. Open your readers, beta. Chapter number 7. If you can see the slide, we have to start from here.
Excuse me, teacher.
Ji Rohan,
I want to ask something.
quickly ask. Okay, we have to cover more
Teacher,
chapters today.
I
Wait,
have
हाँ.
I have come late in the meeting, so I want to ask what we are doing.
Beta, right now we have started. Okay, it's chapter number 7 of Reader. Chapter number 7 of Reader, page number 33. Page number 33. We have to start from very slowly. Charlie's fingers began to tear open one small corner of the wrapping paper from here. Who will start reading? Okay, Momin. Yes, Momin.
Teacher, from where?
Very slowly. You can see the slide on your screen. Very slowly.
Very slowly, Charlie's finger began to tear open one small corner of the wrapping paper. The old people in the bed all leaned forward, craning their scraggy necks. Then suddenly, as though he could
Couldn't.
not
Couldn't. Couldn't
You
bear
what?
the. Couldn't.
Couldn't bear the suspense any longer. Charlie tore the wrapper right down the middle, and on his lap there fell a little brown, creamy
Light brown.
colored, light
Light
brown,
brown.
creamy colored bar of chocolate. There was no sign of a golden ticket anywhere. Well, that's that, said Grandpa Joe brightly. It's just what we expected. Charlie looked up for kind all faces were watching him intently from the bed. He smiled at them, a small, a,
A
small
small
sad
sad
smile,
smile.
and then he shrugged his shoulders and picked up the chocolate bar and held it out to his mother and said, "Here, mother, have a bit. Bite. We will
Bit.
share it. Wait, we will share it. I want everybody to taste it. Certainly not,
His
his
mother
mother
said.
said. जैसे नीचे कर दें slide
Yes,
को.
yes, I have. And the others all cried. Can you see it?
And the others all cried, yes. And the others all cried, no, no, we will not dream
We
of it.
wouldn't,
It's all yours.
A moment,
We
it's
wouldn't
wouldn't dream of.
dream of it. It's all yours. Please, begged Charlie, turning round and offering it to Grandpa Joe. But neither he nor anyone else would take even a tiny bit. It's time to go to school, my darling, Mrs. Bucket said, putting an arm around Charlie's skinny shoulders. Come on, or you will be late.
Okay, first let me explain till here. Okay, now students, very slowly Charlie, he opened the wrapper, he tore open one small corner of the wrapping paper, and all his grandparents were looking at him eagerly. Scraggy means thin. Okay, scraggy means thin. Okay, so but what happened when he tore off the wrapper? Nothing came out, no golden ticket, just a light brown creamy colored bar of chocolate. So Grandpa Joe tried to brighten up Charlie by saying, that's that, it's just what we expected. So all the kind faces were looking at Charlie eagerly, okay, very seriously. And then Charlie looked at them and he smiled. A very sad smile came on his face. And then he picked up the chocolate bar. He offered it to all his 4 grandparents and to his mother and father, but none of them took a bite because they said that it's your present. It's your birthday present, so it's your right to have it. Okay? 2 more golden tickets found. Yes, who is going to read now, Rayan?
Two more golden tickets found. That evening,
One second. Wait,
Mr.
Ryan, wait a minute. Beta, it's chapter number 8. Two more golden tickets found. Page number 35. Okay? Yes.
Chapter number 8. Two more golden tickets found. That evening, Mr. Bucket's newspaper announced the finding of not only the third golden ticket but the fourth as well. Two golden tickets found today screamed the headlines. Only one more left. All right, said Grandpa Joe when the whole family was gathered in the old people's room after supper. Let's hear who found them.
Okay,
The
so
third ticket.
one second, Ryan, wait. I will explain side by side. So in the evening when Mr. Bucket came with the newspaper, there was a big headline that two more golden tickets were found. Okay, the third one and the fourth one. Only one golden ticket was left. Yes, continue reading.
The third ticket reached Mr. Bucket, holding the newspaper up close to his face because his eyes were bad and he couldn't afford glasses. The third ticket was found by Miss Violet, Violet, Bu-
Beauregard.
Violet
Violet,
Beauregard, Beauregard,
Beauregard. हाँ.
Beauregard. There was a great experiment in the Beauregard household when our reporter arrived to interview the lucky young lady. Cameras were clicking and flash bulbs were flashing and people were pushing and jostling,
Jostling.
jostling, jostling and trying to get a bit closer to the famous girl. And the famous girl was standing on a chair in the living room, waving the golden ticket madly at arm's length as though she were
As though she were. As though
flagging a
she were
taxi.
flagging a taxi.
Flagging a taxi.
Yes.
She was talking very fast and very loudly to everyone, but it was not easy to hear all that she said because she was chewing so furiously
So
upon a
ferocious.
piece of gum at the same time. I'm a gum chewer. Normally, she shouted, but when I heard about these ticket things of Mr. Wonka's, I gave up gum and started on chocolate bars in the hope of striking lucky.
Striking lucky.
Now, of course, I am back on gum. I just adore gum. I can't do without it. I munch it all day except for a few minutes at meal times when I take it and stick it behind my ear for safekeeping. To tell you the truth, I simply wouldn't feel comfortable if I didn't have the little wedge of gum to chew on every moment of the day. I really wouldn't. My mother says it's not
It's not
ladylike
ladylike. It looks ugly.
and it's ugly to see a girl jaws going up and down like mine do all the time, but I don't agree. And who she criticize anyway? Because if you ask me, I I would
I
say
would
that
say
her jaws are going up and down almost as much as mine, and
are
mine
just
are
from.
just from yelling at me every minute of the day.
Okay, Ryan. Good.
Now what?
Okay, next. Who will read? Raise your hand, please. Yes, Ahmed Raza.
Mhm.
Now Violet. From now Violet. On your screen,
Now Violet,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Beauregard.
Beauregard,
Beauregard. Hmm.
Mrs. Beauregard said from a far corner of the room where she was standing on the piano to avoid being trampled by the mob. All right, mother, keep your hair on, Miss Beauregard shouted. And now, she went on, turning to the reporters again, it may interest you to know that the piece of gum I'm chewing right at this moment
Moment. Moment is
one
one.
is one I've been working on for over 3 months solid.
Solid.
That's a
That's
record.
record. Huh?
Th-
Such a
That is
disgusting. Huh? That is.
it is beaten
It
the
has
record.
beaten record
It is beaten the record held by my best friend Miss Cornelia Prince.
Prince Prince Metal. Cornelia Prince Metal. Cornelia Prince Metal.
Cornelia Prince Metal, and while she
Wash.
creates, it is my most treasured possession now. This piece of gum is at night time. I just stick it on the end of my bedpost, as
It's as
good
good
it is
ever.
as good as ever in the mornings. A bit hard at first, maybe, but it soon softens up again. And after I
After
have given it a few good chews, before I started chewing for the world,
record, for the word record, I used to change
before I started chewing for the world record, I used to change my piece of gum once a day. I used to do it in our lift
our
on the
lift.
way home from school. Why the lift? Because I liked sticking the
G.
gory
Gooey.
piece,
Gooey. Beta gooey means sticky. Sticky. Okay, something which sticks. Gooey, sticky.
gory piece
Sticky. Huh?
that I'd just
Just
finished
finished.
with, just finished onto one of the control buttons. Then the next person who came along and pressed the button got my old gum
On
on
end of
the
his
end of his
uh,
or her finger, haha. And what a racket they kicked up some of them. You get you get the best results with women who have expensive gloves. Oh yes, I'm thrilled to be going to Mr. Wonka's factory and I understand that
understand.
afterwards he's going to give me enough gum to last me for the rest of my whole life. Whoopee
Whoopee.
hooray, beastly
Beastie.
girl, said Grandma Josephine.
Josephine. Josephine.
Josephine.
Grandma Josephine. Despicable.
Despicable, despicable.
Despicable means deserving hatred. Okay, like very disgusting, very bad, somebody you hate. Okay, despicable, showing hatred. 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 Said Grandma Georgina.
She'll come to a sticky end one day, chewing all the gum. You see if she doesn't. And who got the 4 golden tickets? Charlie asked.
Okay, good, Ahmed. Now who wants to read? Rohan. Okay, yes, Rohan.
Beastly girl.
Oh, from here, Rohan. Now let me see, said Mr. Bucket, peering at the newspaper again.
Now let me see, said Mr. Bucket, reading the newspaper again. Ah, yes, here are the fourth
Here we
golden
are.
ticket. Here we are. The fourth golden ticket, he read, was founded by a boy called
Found.
Mike,
Found.
found by a boy called Mike TV. And other bad lot. I'll be bound, muttered Grandma Josephine. Don't interrupt, Grandma, said Mrs. Bucket. The TV household, said Mr. Bucket, going on his reading, was crammed like all others with excited visitors when our reporter arrived. But young Mike TV, the lucky winner, seemed extremely annoyed by the whole
By the whole.
business.
Hmm. Aren't you
Can't you
fools?
fools me see I am watching television? He said angrily. I wish you wouldn't interrupt. The 9-year-old boy was seated before an enormous television set with his
Set.
eyes
Eyes
set
glued.
with his eyes glued to the screen, and he was watching a film in which one bunch of gangsters was shooting up another bunch of gangsters with
Gangsters.
mach-
Machine guns.
machine guns. Mike TV himself had no less than 18 toy pistols of various sizes hanging from
Bells. Bells.
around his body. And every now and again, and and again he would
Would
leap
leap up.
into the air and fire off half a dozen rounds
Dozen.
from
Dozen. Rohan, it's dozen. Dozen.
dozen
Half a
rounds.
dozen. How many are in a dozen? How many are in a dozen? If you are
12.
buying dozen bananas, yes, 12. So half a dozen means 6.
6.
Rounds from one or another of these weapons. Quiet, he shouted. When someone tried to ask him a question, didn't I tell you,
Not to interrupt.
not to interrupt? This shows an absolute whiz banger. It's terrific.
Whiz banger, whiz banger.
Whiz banger. It's terrific. I watch it every day. I watch all of them every day. Even the rotor ones where those not shooting.
Where there's no shooting.
Where there's no shooting. I like the gangsters best. They're terrific. Those
Gangsters.
gangsters, especially when they start pumping each other full of lead or
Head full of lead or flashing the old skeleton.
flashing the old skeletons or
Skeletos.
or giving each other 1, 2, 3 with their
Knuckle dusters.
knuckle duster. Gosh,
Gosh.
gosh, what wouldn't I give to be doing that myself? It's the life. It's the life. I tell you that it's terrific.
So can I read?
That's quite enough. Snapped Grandma Josephine.
Okay.
Do all
Let him finish this chapter.
do
Yes.
all children behave like this nowadays? Like these brats we have been hearing about? Of course not, said Mr. Bucket, smiling at the old lady in the bed. Some do, of course. In fact, quite a lot of them do, but not all. And now there's only one ticket left, said Grandma George. Quite so, sniffed Grandma Georgina. And just as sure as I'll be having cabbage soup for supper now, that ticket
will go to some
nasty little beast who doesn't deserve it.
Okay. Good, Rohan. Now I'm going to explain till here, then we'll start reading chapter number 9. Okay? Now, students, in this chapter, it's about that 2 more golden tickets were found. When Mr. Bucket came in the evening with the newspaper, he read out the big headlines in the newspaper were that 2 more golden tickets were found. The third ticket, Mr. Bucket holding the newspaper up close to his face because his eyes were bad and he couldn't afford glasses. The third ticket was found by a Miss Violet Beauregard. So who found the third golden ticket? A girl. Her name was Miss Violet Beauregard. And she was like Augustus Gloop, and the other one, Veruca Salt, was also like them, a nasty little beast. Okay, she loved chewing gum. She was always chewing gum all the time, every time. There was great excitement in the Beauregard household when our reporter arrived to interview the lucky young lady. Cameras were clicking and flashbulbs were flashing and people were pushing and jostling like pushing and pulling one another in order to try to get to the girl, in order to try to reach the girl and trying to get a bit closer to the famous girl. And the famous girl was standing on a chair in the living room, waving the golden ticket madly at arm's length. Arm's length means it's a phrase, it means to keep away something. Okay, she was waving the golden ticket as she was waving for a taxi, for a cab to stop. Okay, so she was just waving the golden ticket madly in a crazy manner. She was talking very fast and very loudly to everyone, but it was not easy to hear all that she said because she was chewing so ferociously. Ferociously, basically, ferociously means angrily, something which is dangerous. Over here, it means that she was chewing so wildly, so badly that people were not able to hear what was she saying. Okay, she was having a gum in her mouth. That is why it was difficult to hear what she was trying to say. I am a gum chewer normally, she shouted. But when I heard about these ticket things of Mr. Wonka's, I gave up gum and started on chocolate bars in the hope of striking lucky. Now, of course, I'm back on gum. I just adore gum. Adore means love something. So, Miss Violet Beauregard said that she was a gum chewer. Like she says that I'm a gum chewer. I love chewing gum. I'm chewing gum all the time, every time. Okay, Rohan, at the end of the lesson, I'll tell you. Now, she said that when I heard about Mr. Wonka's golden tickets, then I gave up the gum and I started eating chocolates. Now, I have got the golden ticket. I will start again my gums. Okay. I can't do without it and munch it to eat something all day long, except for a few minutes at meal times. When I take it out and stick it behind my ear, such a disgusting girl, you can see that she is chewing all the time. And during the lunchtime, when she's having lunch or supper, then what does she do? She just sticks the gum behind her ear. Okay, and she said that I simply wouldn't feel comfortable if I didn't have that little wedge of gum to chew on every moment. Okay, so she was telling the reporters that she's a gum chewer. She loves eating gum all the time, and she doesn't take out the gum from her mouth. Her mother shouts at her, and her mother tells her that she looks ugly because her jaws are always going up and down. Because obviously, when you're chewing a gum, your jaws are going up and down, but she says that my mother looks ugly when she shouts at me. Okay. Now, Violet, Mrs. Beauregard said from a far corner of the room where she was standing on the piano to avoid being trampled. Trampled means crushed. 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 Mob means group of people. There was a big group of people. It is a collective noun. Mob. Okay. Then what happened? Then what happened? All right, mother, keep your hair on. And now she went on turning to the reporters again. It may interest you to know that this piece of gum I'm chewing right at this moment is one I've been working on for over 3 months solid. Can you imagine? She is having a gum in her mouth and she is having that gum for 3 months. That gum was 3 months old. And so she has broken the record of her best friend Cornelia Prince Matter. And was she furious? Furious means angry. It's my most treasured possession now, this piece of gum. At night time, I just stick it on the end of the bedpost. Bedpost means your like the pillars of your bed. So what did she do? She just stick it on the end of the bedpost, and in the morning she again takes that chewing gum in her mouth. Okay. Now, students, the next, Grandma Josephine said she's a beastly girl, and Grandma Georgina said she's a despicable girl, and she. Better let me, I'm explaining it. And the fourth golden ticket was found by a boy. His name was Mike TV. I'm just explaining it. Mike TV, who was a TV addict. He was watching TV all the time, every time watching gangster movies. Better give me a second. I have to put it. Just wait for a minute. You note down the meanings, okay?
Miss left.
हेलो हेलो
Miss left कर दी है. अब्दुल ने मान दी.
मोमिन, जो आपने मुझे काम कहा था ना, वो मैं आपको भेज दूंगा. इंग्लिश की और मैथ की क्लास खत्म हो जाए उसके बाद मैं आपको काम भेज दूंगा.
यार ग्रुप में बासिल और शदेब नहीं है.
क्या बात
तो मैं
ग्रुप
भी
में किया करो.
तो मैं भी नहीं हूँ.
रिकॉर्डिंग हो रही है.
तुमने तो खुद लेफ्ट किया.
मुझे ऐड कर दोगे अगर?
मेरे पास तुम्हारा नंबर ही नहीं.
मैं भेज देता हूँ.
जब मैंने कहा था तब तो कहते इट्स नन ऑफ योर प्रॉब्लम.
यार मैं उस वक्त कुछ कर रहा था ना, उस वजह से मेरे पापा फिर डिस्टर्ब हो गए. फिर पापा ने मुझे ग्रुप से ही निकाल दिया.
वो तो मेरे पापा ने भी निकाला है.
देखते हैं रोहान को कौन ऐड करता है. रेहान
बोलो.
हाँ तो ग्रुप में हो ही नहीं.
तुम्हारे पास मेरा नंबर है, मुझे ऐड करो.
करूँगा.
कब तक बता दूं ताकि फिर मुझे पता रहे ना.
कॉल अर्ज करेगी.
मोमिन, मोमिन,
बताओ.
यार मैंने
अगर
आपने जो
मैं ना
कहा,
कर पाया तो कोई और कर देगा.
यार मोमिन मैंने कहा था, मैंने कहा था कि जो आपने मुझे बताया है ना वो मैंने कर दिया. और मुझे ग्रुप का एडमिन क्यों नहीं बनाया? मोमिन, मोमिन, या मोमिन बनाओ यार ग्रुप का एडमिन.
इसको कोई एडमिन ना बनाए.
क्यों?
तुम सबको डिस्टर्ब करते हो.
मैं सबको कौन सा डिस्टर्ब करता हूँ?
उन्होंने सबको निकाल देना है.
नहीं निकालता, प्रॉमिस. मूवी ग्रुप से मैंने इस वजह से रिमूव किया था क्योंकि मूवी के लिए तो कोई आया ही नहीं था, इसी वजह से. अच्छा मोमिन, ये लास्ट में किसका नाम है? मोहम्मद.
मैं तो ज्वाइन नहीं करता वो.
यार मोमिन, ये लास्ट में कौन है? मोहम्मद आसिफ के नाम से. मोहम्मद आसिफ, मुझे तो नहीं पता.
उमर नूर.
उमर और एडमिन है.
उमर नूर एडमिन, सारे
एक तो
एडमिन है. मैं देख तो रहा हूँ.
सिर्फ रोहान एडमिन नहीं है.
Okay, students. So the fourth golden ticket was found by a boy who was a TV addict. His name was Mike TV. Okay. He was watching television and he angrily said to all the reporters that and all the people that to move away from the room because he was watching a television. He loved watching gangsters movies and he was having 18 guns, toy pistols of various sizes which was hanging from his belt around his body. Okay. Every now and then he jumped up. Leaped up means jumped up into the air and fired off half a dozen rounds. Now, students, we are going to start chapter number 9. Grandpa Joe takes a gamble. Now, from the girls. Fatma Hassan, start reading. Okay, I'm going to read. I'm going to explain it first. Grandpa Joe takes a gamble. Chapter number 9. The next day, when Charlie came home from school and went in to see his grandparents, he found that only Grandpa Joe was awake. The other three were all snoring loudly. All of you know snoring means when you are sleeping, the sound which comes out from your mouth is snoring. So when next day when Charlie came back home from school, he went to see his grandparents and only Grandpa Joe was awake and the other were sleeping. Shh, whispered Grandpa Joe, and he beckoned. Beckoned means signaled, motioned. Okay? Signaled. Signalled. Please note down the meanings. And he beckoned Charlie to come closer. Charlie tiptoed over and stood beside the bed. The old man gave Charlie a sly grin. Sly means clever or cunning, smart. Grin means smile. And then he started rummaging. Rummaging means searching under his pillow with one hand. So Grandpa Joe said to Charlie, just whispered to Charlie that stay silent. And then he called Charlie to come closer. When Charlie came to him, he started searching under his pillow. And when his hand came out again, there was an ancient means very old, leather purse, clutched in the fingers. Under cover of the bedclothes, the old man opened the purse and tipped it upside down. When he tipped it upside down, from the purse came a single silver sixpence. It's my secret hoard. Hoarding means when you are saving money and you are not showing it to anybody, that is a hoard. The others don't know I have got it. And now you and I are going to have one more fling at finding that last ticket. How about it? But you will have to help me. He said to, he gave a silver sixpence coin to Charlie and he said that we are going to try one last time, okay? To see, let's see if we are able to find the golden ticket or not. Are you sure you want to spend your money on that, Grandpa? Charlie whispered. Of course, I'm sure, spluttered the old man excitedly. Don't stand there arguing. I'm as keen as you are to find that ticket. Here, take the money and run down the street to the nearest shop and buy the first Wonka bar you see and bring it straight back to me and we'll open it together. So the old man gave the money to Charlie and he said to Charlie, now just go quickly to the nearest shop and just buy the first Wonka bar you'll see there and then come here. Charlie took the silver coin and slipped quickly out of the room. In 5 minutes, he was back. Have you got it? Whispered Grandpa Joe, his eyes shining with excitement. Charlie nodded and held out the bar of chocolate. Wonka's Nutty Crunch Surprise, it said on the wrapper. So the name of the chocolate was Wonka's Nutty Crunch Surprise. Good, the old man whispered, sitting up in the bed and rubbing his hands. Now, Come over here and sit close to me and we'll open it together. Are you ready? Yes, Charlie said, I'm ready. All right. You tear off the first pen. No, Charlie said. You paid for it, you do it all. So when Charlie came to the Grandpa Joe back, when he came back to his home, he gave the chocolate bar to Grandpa Joe and he said that you are the one, you have found it, now you are going to tear it off. The old man's fingers were trembling most terribly as they fumbled with the wrapper. We don't have a hope, really, he whispered, giggling a bit. You do know we don't have a hope, don't you? Yes, Charlie said, I know that. He said, I know that we don't have a hope, but it's just a try. They looked at each other and both started giggling nervously. Giggling means like laughing quietly and slowly. Mind you, said